ta recording gre pa in noter v,
Hello?
v un app,
Hello?
ki
Kdo
pa
to govori?
premium.
Kdo to govori? Lega,
Jaz sem
ta glas pa prepoznam.
Na
Na mute sem vas smel, pa sem bil tako, zakaj sem že slišal? Tako, jaz sem na mute.
Appki.
Ti, a si prišel na pitch session?
Ja, me zanima, kaj bo kaj delali, pa kaj bo kaj govorili.
Mene bojo poslušali,
Je pa sej. Bojo valjda tudi
ker
kaj
oni še
vprašali,
niso
a ne bojo?
oni še niso imeli lekcije v pitchingu, a veš?
A jaz sploh, a ja, to je čist prva. Ok, no
Ja,
pa
ja.
bom jaz malo refreshal, ne, znanje, to je tudi dobro.
To pa rabiš, ja, to pa rabiš.
Pitching vedno prav pride. Kje si pa ti danes,
Ja.
Martin? To imaš pa drugačno ozadje, kot ponavadi. Pa da sta skupaj, to je pa Inception. To je pa Inception. Jaz tukaj nimam unbanga.
Kako imaš lepo?
Wow, nismo še nikoli videli.
Treba še nekaj skuhati.
Vse na mizi.
Rožice na mizi, vrtnice, ja.
Kako lepo. Mi pa nimamo tega, mi imamo pa šoplico. Poglej, mi smo pa alkoholiki pri naš hiš, veš.
A zamenjava.
To je šoplica, medtem ko une 2 paketa v rumenem sta pa 2 džina.
Kako dobro.
Tako da, pretty much alkoholik.
Pretty much alkoholik.
Ja, ne veš, kaj se reka Martinu, ne pride kar k meni, da greva pol gasa direkt za Milano, a veš.
Ja, sej, ka vidi, da gresta pol naprej. Kakšen imate da zdaj plan? Gresta v Milano za koliko časa že?
Do jutri.
A sam se dan? Cool.
Ja, jutri imamo cel dan s tem EU DigiTour konzorcijem meeting in ko končamo, se usedeva v avto, greva v trgovino in se odpeljava domov.
Kup, ja, kup.
V kop.
Kop. Ej, a me slišiš, da ga je žober, Andraž?
Ja, zakaj?
Dobro, jaz sem zato, da vem, da nam vklapilo neč mojih mikrofonov, čelo pri Gurškini.
Ja, te slišiš.
Ja.
Ja,
Super se te sliši, super. Andraž, very important question.
Povej.
Kako gre kaj tvoj faks?
Moj faks, ta petek imam kolokvij, tako da bom ti v soboto povedal. Ali pa malo kasneje. Ne vem, se govorijo, da ga bodo prestavili, se še ni čist profesorka odločila. Ta teden.
A zato, ker so vsi bolani ali kaj?
A viš, da ne vem, eni so dali, da jim ta petek ne odgovarja. Tako da,
A to se kar da.
pa ja,
Mi smo
jaz
to
nisem vedel, da
velikrat
se to kar
dali,
da.
sam so profesori rekli, so F1, pa je bilo rešen.
Ja, meni do zdaj ni
Večina
ratalo nikoli, ker sem kaj prosil, tako je sam pravim.
Ja, to je dobro, tega mi nismo imeli.
Ja.
Pa nas se je dal.
Pri nas pa ne.
To bo res večino in res neki se je dal s kakšnim profesorjem se je dal.
Kašni časi.
Ok, da so 4 že tle, jih lahko admita.
No, se jaz vama prepustim, jaz bom sam poslušal, jaz bom bil secret admirer.
Vse dobro, da si tle, super. Mama te radi.
No, Martin.
We love you, we love you.
Ne, čakaj, kako je že?
Kaj je to?
Ja.
To je money, kaj pa? Ali
Ne,
kva?
če daš tako je srček, a vidiš?
Pa ja, to so tvoje karene.
A to so fora karene.
To je une za tiste, ki res dobro vidijo, ker jaz sem tako, kaj ne vidim, pa gledava. Ja, Martin, kar povab kakšne noter, povab.
Ja, že spuščam noter.
Pa pozdrav, povab, pa pozdrav. Leko se je Andraž hit mutal.
Ja, a še kaj povem?
Povaj, pozdrav ekipo, a ne?
Živja.
We wish you a Merry
Ciao.
Christmas, we wish you a Merry
Ciao.
Christmas, we wish you... not yet.
Not yet,
Zdravo,
Merry
ekipa.
Christmas.
Ja, pozdravljeni vsi.
Živo Nina, žiga Tatjana.
Hejo.
Tanja,
Tanjo imamo tudi že not.
tako.
Vajdej, kako gre predpično obdobje?
Nina,
Nina suverena, Nina je že iz prvega suverena.
Nina ve. Nina ima...
Pripravljamo.
Tatjana ima pa tudi tako Prešeren nasmešek, da se sploh ne sekiram. Aha, Žiga, kar unmuti se pa povej, kaj misliš. Tudi ti si se lepo nasmehnil, tako da mi je všeč. Kar pogumno. Žiga, en zelo občutljiv knop za mute pa unmute imaš.
Ja, oj, sorry, nisem...
Evo ga!
Evo, Žiga.
Živijo, pozdrav vsem. Okay.
Sam te pa vse nismo slišali.
Tih,
Da.
Ja,
kot je.
a me slišite?
Si nekje, ker ne moreš na glas govoriti, a ne de? Tih. Je pa lušten enkrat, ni narave od ozadij. Danes smo vsi v ofisih, poglej.
Odpremo okno.
Tako. Ker dežuje. Okay. Mislim, da je čas, da kar začnemo. Če kdo še pride noter, ga bomo spustili, seveda. Dima se je opravičil, je rekel, da je na nekem sejmu, da sem bo zamudil. Ampak bomo. Ta srečanje se tudi snima, zato da bomo imeli tudi na zalogi. Tudi za vse, ki ste tukaj, da če vas bo kaj, kaj je že povedala takrat tudi ta naša Urška, evo, boste si lahko pogledali. Da pa začnemo, bi pa jaz kar...
Ti najprej.
Ja, bi pa jaz kar najprej delil tiste strašna pravila, kriterije, ki sem vam jih poslal. In to so tele pravila. Torej, kaj moramo v tem kviču doseči? V katerih točkah moramo zagotoviti? Torej, kvič načeloma traja 3 minute plus 1 minuto, ampak smo rekli, da vas bomo še kakšne par sekund naprej spustili, ampak res 4 minute probamo zadeti, kar je težko. Ampak mislim, da z dobrim treningom zdaj z Urško plus pa 1 na 1 četrtek, petek bomo to nadrilali, da bomo vsi v času. V glavnem odgovoriti imamo pa na naslednje vprašanje. Torej, kaj so bolečine, kakšne bolečine rešujete, vaši v bistvu vaše bolečine rešujete ali pa strankam kakšne bolečine rešujete. Torej, lahko iz dveh vidikov. Potem, kakšna je ta rešitev na ta problem, kakšno digitalno inovacijo in digitalne komponente boste uporabljali, da boste rešili ta problem in kako bo ta tehnologija vam omogočila, da ste boljši od drugih v tem sektorju. Mislim, da so dosti samoumevni kriteriji, samoumevne točke, tako da ne bi smel biti problem. Ostalo tukaj, kar je na levi napisano, je pa to, kar se bomo tudi dotaknili danes z Urško, tako da moramo govoriti vse o zgodbi, da ne sme biti preveč slajdov in nasplošno. V glavnem, na predstavitvi v ponedeljek, kot ste videli na urniku, smo mi na vrsti prvi, kar jaz mislim, da je odlična priložnost, zato ker boste vi postavili merilo, torej vi boste postavili merilo za kdo je najboljši. Od nas naprej bo šlo samo še na dol. Evo, tako da, prosim, dajte si noter v koledarček. Od 10 do 11:45 smo mi na vrsti. Načeloma lahko tudi zbiramo, kdo bi bil prvi, drugi, tretji, četrti, ampak to se moramo danes zmeniti, ker moram jaz poslati naprej konzorciju.
Vrstni red, ne?
Vrstni red, če kdo res ne more na začetku, da lahko pa razdelimo. Samo načeloma pa je tako zaželjeno, da poslušate vse naše udeležence vsaj. Lahko pa tudi druge, kakor imate časa. Tako da ja, to je to, 11. ponedeljek ob 10 do 11:45 si vzamete čas. Če ste na začetku na vrsti, seveda lahko prej zapustite, torej idete nazaj na delo, nazaj k rednim aktivnostim. Je pa dobro, da ste vsaj pol ure pred vašim časom noter, zato da naredimo še ta zadnji tech check-up. Torej boste šli v posebno sobico in bo vas en vodil in ima caj, vas bo vodila čez celoten postopek, kako deliti zaslon, pa na kaj biti pozorni pa to. Nič takega, vse bo kot je tle v Zoomu, tako da ne bi smel biti problem. To je to, to je ta uvodni del, potem pa rezultati bodo znani, ko bojo.
Ko bodo znani.
Ja, ne upam vam reči datuma, ker to se zmeraj zakoljemo, pa je odvisno od žirije. Tako da v roku enega tedna mislim, da bojo zihar znani, lahko so prvi dan, lahko so čez 3 dni, bomo videli, ker imamo 2 dni predstavitev.
Ja. Pa da se res, kot je Martin rekel, ne, ste že šli z nami čez vse to, ne rečemo en datum, pa se pa nekaj čudežev vmes zgodi in mine en mesec, tako da bodimo veselo presenečeni, če bo v roku enega tedna, ampak recimo, da ne bo nič narobe, če zvemo v roku majčkeno več. Tako da letos boste zvedeli definitivno. Jana, živijo?
Živela?
Jana, a ste hoteli kaj reči? Ali...
Ne, ne brskam, da kako stvari. V redu je.
Ampak Jana,
Dobrodošla, Jana.
Jana je odprla teren, da se lahko zmeri javite pa vprašate, tako da
V redu. Pa, Jana, no pressure smo slišali, da vam tele zadeve dobro grejo, tako da, a bomo kar šli. Mene dejansko nič ne skrbi glede vseh vas, zaradi tega, ker imate odlične projekte, odlične produkte. Pazite samo na ta segment, s katerim ste se tudi z Andražem veliko pa z Martinom pogovarjali, ta digitalni napredek. Ne? Če nekaj digitalno že imate, naj vam bo to osnova in povejte, kaj želite upgradati. Ker namen programa je, da naredite korak naprej v digitalni kompetenci, kjerkoli ste zdaj, naslednji korak mora biti še bolj digitalen. Sam to dajte paziti, zato da ne boste rekli, ne v piču prav ponosno, to ni pič, kjer se morate pohvaliti, koliko že vrhunsko vse obvladate, tako da Žiga, ne reči, mi imamo že vse VR, AR narejeno in vse to, sam še malo denarja rabimo, pa pade na kup. V bistvu ne je treba pokazati še nekaj od tistega, kar že imate, ker na ta način dobite več točk. Ne, ker ne nazadnje je EU DigiTour, digitaliziranje turističnega sektorja. Tako da edini ta del je tisti, ki je treba res paziti, da ga ste dobro zajeli. Tako da nič.
Še eno obvestilo, ker bo se vse odvijalo v ponedeljek v angleščini, bo tudi današnja delavnica kar v angleščini. Tako da so se z Urško zmenila, da je samo ta uvodni del v slovenščini, zdaj bomo zamenjali v angleščino. Tako da vidimo tudi, kje tudi ta jezik, predstavitev pa jezik vsega bo enak. Mislim, da nam angleščina ne predstavlja kak težav, drugače pa dvignite roko, pa bomo tukaj, če kdo kaj ne zastopi ali pa kaj ne razume dobro, lahko dvignete roko. Ampak načeloma gremo v angleščino, ne boš.
Yes, a bo v redu? Smeka, dajmo za izziv, lega Andraž. Žiga, Tanja, tisti, ki imate kamere, evo, pavčke gor, v redu je, gremo v angleščini. Kako bomo zdaj mi prepričali tere naše EU DigiTour Shark Tankovce? Ne? Ali dati vam voucher ali ne dati voucher, saj sem vam rekla. Mi smo se z Martinom imamo eno tako skrito željo, da naši vsi dobijo.
Ni to skrita želja, ker jo vsem na glas povemo.
Vsem jo na glas poveva. Tako da no pressure za vse vas, želiva, da dobite vsi vi digitalne voucherje. In da sva midva pol ful ponosna. Tako da pa Andraž tudi, ker vas bo še digitalno izpilil. So alrighty now. Now let's switch to English because this is how your pitch will actually look like in English. So how do you make a winning pitch? I know, usually people get scared when they're pitching in front of a jury. Usually they get scared when they're pitching in a very short timeline because, 3 minutes passes extremely fast. But today we'll go through a little tricks, what to do, how to do it, so that you will notice that there's way more time on your hands than you thought. But there is one thing no one can take away from you. I mean, your passion. That is what you do. This is what you're delivering, and this should be shown on pitch. So let's first start with, what is a pitch? You always need to convince someone to do something, to invest, to engage, to book tourist thing, to include someone in your movement, in your ecosystem, this is actually a pitch. If you think now, when do you think was the last time you pitched? Would someone say when you last pitched? Apart from pitching to Martin and me, that was already going on in the last days.
Tatiana?
Tatiana, when did you last pitch?
I think 2 months ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Someone pitched more recently?
I did.
No? You did?
Yeah, I pitched my girlfriend a New Year's trip to the mountains, but I failed miserably. But I know it's very difficult pitch to pull off.
Uh-huh.
But I tried to convince her to go with my idea and let's spend the New Year's Eve in the mountains. That was 2 days ago.
That's a good example. And literally, now we will teach Martin why he failed, probably. Everything in life is actually a pitch, a job interview. Getting a girl or a boy to like you, selling a product, getting people to join you for the after work drinks, getting your girlfriend to go on the mountains in the winter, which actually sounds pretty romantic. Bravo, brother. So when you remember, for instance, if we say when you were a kid, or if you have kids, then you see that happening all the time. If you said to your mom, I want to go outside and play, and she's like, no, you do your homework. No, I want to go outside and play. And mom goes, no, first you do your homework. This is something different than if you would say, I mean, mom wasn't actually very pleased to send you outside and play without doing the homework. But the things changed if you would offer your mom something else. If you would say, Mom, if you let me go outside now and play, when I come back, I will do my homework and I will also wash my dishes when I get back. Then you were probably successful. Or now, if you put yourself in a parent role, if a kid does that, you're like, yeah, go out, and then the dishes get washed without any arguing, and the homework is done without any arguing. This is actually what is a pitch. You are creating value for someone else so that that person creates value for yourself. So Martin, maybe this is where it was. You would need to start listing why Eva needs mountains. And then
this is the hard part because she doesn't like mountains.
No, that's a tough one.
The romantic one, the romantic route, but it didn't work.
So always keep in mind, you need to create value for others as well if you want them to create value for yourselves. Meaning, if you want them to join your movement, join your product, join your whatever, you need to show them what they gain with it. And this is always how you start, show the gain. But how do you show the gain? Literally by saving a problem. And this is what we were saying also in the sheet of how they will be evaluating if you are saving some kind of problem for yourself or for your customers. And this is literally every single pitch, every innovation, everything that you do, it's literally expressing in the way that because you're solving this problem, you can do this and this and this, and this is how you win. And with that, you're also showing, understanding the problem. You're showing, in this case, if we go to the jury members or in audience or with whoever you talk to, that you do have a solution to a certain problem, meaning you understand the problem and you know how you can solve it. With that, you're creating value and actually building a business model. Okay? So why are we talking about problems? Always we have like our partner from Silicon Valley that is also a pitch trainer and coach and marketing guru. He always says like, you'd rather be a vitamin or a painkiller. Vitamins are good, but painkillers are essential. Meaning, if you are having a real problem, not nice to have, but a problem, people will engage very easily because everyone needs a painkiller. Vitamins, yeah, sometimes I will take them, sometimes I will forget. And it's the same with the pitch, you know? So you focus on something that you're really solving. in the sense of, so far we were doing it like this, but with this and this and this, we noticed that our customers and ourselves are having a huge issue, and now we are using these new digital tools to solve it, just like in a very, very brief sense. So all you need to kill it, nail it in your pitch in front of the EU DigiTour Shark Tank is literally convincing the jury of high growth program that will be deciding who wins. So with that, we're also going directly to the first rule of pitching, knowing who your audience is. Who are you pitching to? And if we go back down the memory lane once again, now from early childhood with homeworks, let's go to a high school trip. You went to a high school trip, and when you come back, the version of your story was changing. Either you will say it to your mom, to your friends, or to your grandmother. The core stayed the same, what you were doing during the day. But then for your mom, you were adding more educational parts. For your grandma, you were adding more like, what did you eat? You were warm, so you were dressed enough, all the things that grandmas usually worry about. But for your friends, you would go into deep what happened during the breaks and when the teachers were not looking. And that's the essential of your pitch. The core always stays the same. You're just literally adopting some small parts according to your audience. So don't worry now that, oh, so seriously, are we just doing this pitch now for our EU DigiTour jury members? Yes, you are wasting some time on that, but definitely it's a very useful practice. Plus, you can then switch it, turn it around to whoever you will be pitching afterwards. And keep in mind, 3-4 minute pitch is the pitch that people still listen, can still focus on. The longer it is, the sooner you lose whoever you're pitching to. That is also very important. So you always keep in mind, whenever you will be preparing a pitch, who are you pitching to? In this case, to EU DigiTour jury members that need to say, yes, you deserve that 10K voucher. Meaning you really need to also address them at the end, and we'll go through call to action, how it is. So when I said it's always useful to do a pitch, and it's not actually time wasted, because when you're structuring it, as we will go today, it is a reflection of your service. Sorry. It's actually a reflection of your business model, of your product, how much in depth you understand what you're doing. So every here and there, now that you will have the pitch done for the EU DigiTour, I totally recommend you do it every 2 weeks. You just check it out, what changed in the last 2 weeks in regards to what you're doing and how you're doing. It will give you a very short reflection on what have been your activities in the last 2 weeks. So pitch is always, always, always a reflection of your business in general. Sorry, guys. I hope you're not too bothered by my letting lungs out there, but it is what it is. We need to go through it. So talking about the length of the pitch, usually we have them from 1 minute to 5 minutes. Yes, this is the usual time span, because I said the longer the pitch is, the less audience actually listens. And it's not that with pitch you will tell immediately, but it will get you the foot between the door to continue the conversations. In the pitching session next week, it will give you actually an opportunity for the jury members to give the essential Q&A, because here it's that approach. But for instance, if you would be pitching to investors, it would be break it or make it in regards to having a meeting with an investor. If you do well in the 3-minute pitch and you get 2 supportive questions, the investors then decide either they want to go into deep with you or not. So you need to nail those 3 minutes in order to get a chance of opening the doors for something more. So don't get scared off, because like, oh, I cannot deliver everything in 3 minutes. You usually always have the opportunity to show more, also have more slides, also have everything else. So be ready for that. So what are actually the elements of a good pitch is literally what they will be evaluating, It's discovering the problem, the pain, that you understand it. In pitch, it needs to be shown very, very deeply that you do understand where the problem actually lies, and then that you provide the solution to it and how you will solve this pain. Here, and I'll mention this very soon once again, but I'm stressing this out because way too often founders forget that we want to see benefits of the solution, not the characteristics. If you will, when you will be talking about digital solution, how you will upgrade your digital competencies as what you will build into your solutions, don't go into deep what that means from the tech perspective. Go into deep what that means from you as a user and your customers as a users. For instance, Martin, give me your phone a little bit because I left my someone. When we are talking about benefits, we know this, like we use the phone. We know it's our little computer in our hands. Do we know the tech characteristics of it? I usually don't even know what exactly type apart from Samsung I have, honestly, because I don't care. Me as a user, I just want a phone to solve whatever I need, meaning be my little digital companion on my whatever I go. So this is what you need to stress out. Keep in mind, no one cares about the tech spec. Sorry, Andras, I know you do. There are people that actually really do. But from the perspective of, of investors, if we go to that field, at some point, you always have a tech drill down. So you will talk to a person that understands tech and goes into deep. But that will not happen if you will not be able to show the benefits for general audience. And the jury members are general audience. They need to understand benefits that the technology is bringing, not how VR is constructed, but what VR is doing for your for your customers and yourselves. Then, of course, you need to show what is unique. If it is something that you haven't thought before, or why are you doing it different in your environment, in your area? And then, of course, how will that be shown in your future business? Because probably you're doing it because you will save on time, on people, on a lot of things, or engage more, meaning you will get more business. So business model from the perspective of gains from the future when you will be using these digital upgrades. And then you need to finish strong, call for action. This is where you literally turn to your jury members and say, and that's why I need to win that 10K voucher because I can make that happen. Okay. Now, please don't have all of you now this kind of call to action because I will tell you bluntly, I had this training with all the EU DigiTour members. Except for creations. Maybe they will not say. So figure it out in that sense, You need to, in the call to action, make sure that you do understand and that you want the jury to give you 10K. The entire focus of your story is there. Then always keep it simple. Keep it stupid. What do we mean here? Don't use difficult wording. Don't use abbreviations because most of the people don't know it. What you don't want, people start Googling things while you're pitching, Googling different words, Googling abbreviations, even if in your world they seem general. Even LOL, people might get confused. What is now LOL? Is that we are laughing out loud, or is that something letters of intent? Keep in mind that the less guessing you leave to the audience, the more focused they will be listening to you and the more they will understand your pitch. So no difficult words, really simple wording, but appealing and attractive story through the problem and benefit shows and solution. Okay. Why I'm stressing this out? Because over and over and over again, we get people pitching and then they think, and that's the thing, we all think that using simple words and language makes us look stupid. Actually, it makes us appear even more smart because you were able to simplify the difficult.
Good example here is Obama in the US. He was super educated, but his language was very simple. Everyone could understand it. He reached everyone. So
And that's what you need to do. You need to understand that in the audience, in the jury, in the investors sphere, if you will be pitching to investors anytime very soon, they all just need to understand the simple model. They don't know in depth your industry. They don't know in depth your abbreviations. And even if abbreviations come from accounting world that everyone globally uses, don't use the abbreviation, use the entire word so that you don't leave any room for guessing. Room for guessing in the pitch means they stopped listening to you. Okay, that is very important. Whatever makes them stop listening to you is bad for your pitch. So, how does actually a great pitch look like? It has to have a certain structure. Oh, elements that you should never forget. And this is actually the most complex part of the pitch. So I will leave that to the last part. I'll go to the next little dots before we touch the structure in depth. Okay? We'll cover it in a bit. Don't worry. We'll go through it. I promise it's easy, but it's a little bit complex because the structure needs to be said in a story. It has to have a perfect content. And this is another thing that way too often we see. Why I skipped structure, because maybe you will understand here how much more content is important. Structure is that thing how startups usually then name the slides. Customer, and the slide is called customer. Benefits, the slide is called benefits. Business model, the slide is called business model. Please don't do that. Because our brain memorizes better, understands better, gets the problem if it's said in a story. If you'll be just listing business model, that, that, very soon audience will lose track of what actually was okay, I understand the business model, and then next slide, digital solution, called digital solution. Okay, this is the digital solution. But wait, what was actually already the problem? The problem was at the beginning problem. Don't do that. But if you tell it in a story, they get it. Using the simple words and compelling story. Short example using a lot of la la la. In your, it would be 30-second pitch, something like, through a problem of la la la, we offer a solution so innovative and la 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 that will create a great business, and we can totally make it happen for our company and you, our dear investors. You know, it has to have a flow. When we talk about content and the story, we are not telling about, what is Rdeča kapica? We're not talking about
Little Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Do
We're
you
not talking about
understand?
Rdeča kapica. We don't. I know, that's why I said Rdeča kapica. But it needs to be around your problem and your product and your everything, but in a flow. This is so important. It's the magic of our brain. They understand, they remember, and they listen more focusedly to a connected story. Okay? Yes, that's one. Second one, clean and nice design. Simplify. Don't use a lot of things, a lot of whatever, a lot of ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Be cautious, be mindful that it needs to be unified. I guess stressing out because we see that a lot. We get pitching trainings and pitching startups pitching to us on daily basis. And when I say unified, every single slide should have your little logo on it. Every single slide should have exactly the same font through the entire slides deck. Every single slide should have a silver lining in the design. Very easy. If you don't have a designer in-house, it's nice to have just pure white, use black as fonts, and here and there add some elements. Less is more. Why I'm stressing this out for a couple of reasons. For instance, if your fonts will not be okay, if your fonts will vary, if you have the title in one font, then the content in another font, and then on another slide, a little bit of more font confusion. Untrained, non-designer's eye will not know that the issue is font, because designers immediately, the font doesn't match. But your brain will be getting a signal, something's wrong here. I can't connect, I don't get it, something is confusing me. And again, your brain, instead of listening to the person pitching, is trying to detect what's going on with this slide, okay? So it's one of those neuroscience things. Just keep in mind, check, double check, 3 times check that the design and the fonts are everywhere the same. Talk about less is more. It goes the same for the content. Don't put all sorts of texts on it, because then our brains does the same. Instead of listening to you, we're reading. But again, we're trying to listen to you as well. At the end of the slide, we don't actually get what we got. We were reading while someone was talking, and wait, I'm not now sure. What is this all about? Use 1 word on a slide, 2 words on a slide. Don't go way overboard with it. Definitely not needed, because the slides are there to support your pitch. The slides are not there to tell your story, but emphasize your story. And, use animation. This is what we call animation, you see? Structure first, content second, clean and nice design next, and the next slide goes next. Why? Because if I would have the entire slide written already, all the bullets written already, the same thing happens. I start reading what's next. You're talking about content, and I'm already reading about passion. And again, I'm not listening, So keep in mind, less is more. Words, couple of words, because, I always use this example of subtitles in movies. Even if you watch a movie in Slovenian language, and we have it subtitles on our national TV for people that have hearing issues, you read the subtitles, because our brains need to read. From some weird, mysterious neuroscientific reason, we read. So that's why you are not saying it, because we will not get everything. You will be saying the entire content of the slide, and we will be focused on reading the content, and we will not understand what you meant. So to avoid that, clean and nice design, less is more, word or 2, number or 2, your logo on every single slide. Again, why? Because our brains detects it. And it's easier then to memorize, who was pitching than if you only have the logo on initial slide and on the thank you slide, which again we see way too often. Somehow we just keep forgetting that in between it's very important to have logos as well. Okay, done with design. Let's go with convincing speech. Oh, this one is so difficult for founders and business owners. That is actually the easiest part. Convincing speech is literally you do believe in what you're talking about. We hope you believe in your product, in your idea. So, and with the one-on-one meetings that we had so far, we believe that there is a lot of passion. That's what you deliver here. But keep in mind, practice the 3-minute speech before anyhow, because there is a huge, enormous difference if you read it only once, if you pitched it 5 times, or if you pitched it 10 times. Talking in minutes, it's a 3-minute pitch. 10 times practice, it's half an hour lost. But the difference is tremendous. Once you gain confidence, second, you hear, okay, I hear it, it's good, I can tweak it a little bit. And, when I'm preparing for different speeches and keynotes, I'm usually using Zoom and I record myself. Speak out loud when you will be doing it, because when we are talking loud, we're usually slower than we are when we are talking in our brain. So 3 minutes in quiet pitch, you will have way more to say than if you would do it in live. Plus, why you need to repeat it? Because then you avoid all the what did I need to say? Oh, yes, okay. Talking about that, never, ever, ever apologize or point at, oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say this here. I will say this, that I made a mistake. Don't do that, because audience, jury members, no one knows what was written in your pitch. No one. Only you. What you do if you lose track, have always water with you, because this is a nice, a sip, and in that time you figure out how you will continue. Okay, it's all good. Take a deep breath and continue somewhere, because making a break is perfectly normal. While you're pitching, no one will be like, oh, what's going on there, and it will give you that couple of seconds time to regain your thoughts. On online pitching, the thing is a bit easier because you can totally read the text below, but then again, more times you read it, the less you will need it. And in case if you lose the lines or lose something, okay, I'm done. The water drinking break, it's also very useful if you want to point out something, if you said something very important, because when you pause, the audience all of a sudden are like, okay, this was powerful. So if you have a part that you really want us as listeners to suck in, you again can do the water pause. And where you see that in stand-up comedy, their throats are not as dry as you think. They literally use water for these two tricks. Sometimes they,
Some of them use beer, but
it doesn't matter. What do you know what I have in my magic cup? You can have whatever gives you courage. Just you can use that in those two cases. If you want to emphasize something or if you lose track, it's the same if you're on stage in person. As said, luckily you're pitching online because it's easier, because you have the notes below the slides, because in person you literally need to train a bit more, but the tricks are the same and the passion is delivered through the screen anyhow. So your convincing pitch will be convincing online the same as it would be convincing in physical world. So don't worry about that. And the last is differentiator. It's like, what makes you different from everyone pitching on 11th and on 12th? And it's literally your little personal traits, Don't be afraid of hiding them, If you like to giggle, giggle. If you like to wave with your hands, wave with your hands. It's your personal traits, the passion that you deliver in your pitch, and it's good, because some of the pitching trainer will be saying, you do this, the rhetorics classes, then all the politicians do this. That is not, can you imagine jury hearing 50 pitches in 2 days and everyone doing, and now, I will tell you about the differentiation in my pitch. Where's the differentiation? Everyone's slides are called customer, pain, business model, and everyone is doing this. Trust me, first 3 pitches will get attention and all the rest not. So be you. Don't forget that. Just be you, okay? So let's dig now into that structure that I will keep reminding. Don't call your slides like that. I told you already in one of the sessions that I really, really love working with acronyms because, then you remember, those are the letters. Yes, I remember what each letter is. So what you use as a structure, and always when you are innovating, whenever you're checking if your idea is good or not, see if you have those 6 points. If you have answers to these 6 letters, means you got it, okay? And with that, you're showing the jury that you got it. And the tool is called co-star. Easy to remember, the co-star from Hollywood, the one that also is very much important for the movie, not just the main star. So co-star, what does it stand for? C means customer. And this is that important part that you need to stress out. Here, with the customer, you need to show that you understand the problems that the customers have. If you're solving, because in your cases, a lot of solutions that you have for yourselves is also solving customers' problems. So keep the broad picture in mind. If you're optimizing some, I'm not allowed to say what they're optimizing. So if you're optimizing something for yourself, keep in mind you're optimizing that for your customer as well, okay? So first step, I have a big problem with my company and our offering, and this is how we'll optimize it. And with this, we solve this and this and this. We make it easier for our customer. Stress that out, okay? This goes into the problem solving thing. Don't use here, it's my very warm suggestion, don't use words as we assume our customers have this problem, but say after talking to our customers, we know that this is a problem. And if you have also a number with talking with 521 customers, we know that we can target this issue. Because with that, you will show that not you only made an assumption, but you do understand the problem by talking to your visitors, customers, whoever is in your ecosystems and in your networks, okay? The pain you're solving is always the number one criteria in the evaluation processes, either with this kind of projects or with investors or with, don't forget, also your customers. Remember, you are getting value because you are providing value. And how are you providing value? By literally understanding the pain and providing the solution to that pain. That's that thing. So in your pitch, please use something like we talked to our customers. Don't say we assumed or we Googled, because with that, it's still way too vague and it shows that you didn't dig deep into the problem. But by saying talking to customers or even saying the number of customers you talked to literally emphasizes the problem. So that's our customer. Then we have opportunity. This is how else can you outgrow your solution? If with this one, in this EU DigiTour, you don't need to be so bothered, but one of the criteria is also the benefit of the local ecosystem, yes?
No, not actually, no.
Not actually not.
But it's good, always.
It's good if you, with the opportunity, it's always people like to see that there is something more than just solving the problem to your direct customer.
Beneficial to the tourism sector as a whole. So
Yes, that's opportunity. If it's beneficial for the tourism sector as a whole, this is the chance when you actually explain why the tourism sector can benefit. Some of you already work in ecosystems, some of you are thinking, some of you are just keep in mind that it's good to say, and with that, we're providing our local something, an extra something, you know. That's the opportunity part where you can show that there is more than just your final customer. And then it's a solution. This is what you're talking about, what you are all thinking of, your digital solution. Here, just please, once again, benefits, not technical specifications. Keep in mind, if someone in the jury might be a tech geek, then you provide that when she will pose a question. Because, you know, Andras might be like, oh, I want to know how, on which this works. And you will be like, I have no idea. Then you need to know, you know, some basic tech specifications, but focus on benefits. 3 minutes will pass very soon. So benefits of your solution. Explain the solution and how the benefits pop out. Then the fourth thing is team. Here is the part when you say who else or what else do you need to make it happen. You know, don't do that slides, and also for the investors, not only for the EU DigiTour. You know, people way too often put slide of team with founders and everyone, and then a list of CV below. You know, a lot of text. Again, a lot of text. Don't do that. You know, just put a group team photo or just a couple of members and say, you know, that's the awesome team with hundreds of years of experience in tourism sector, and we know how to do it. And for this, we also need the support of, I don't know, local tourist info point, whatever. Here you make people aware that you know how to solve it and that you know who you need to find in order to make it happen. Or we need Andrash and his little developers team to code this till the end. That's why you had some technical calls that I wasn't part of, because yeah, I want just to know the benefits, not the tech specifics. So the team slide, you can literally, it uses 10 seconds of your talk. This is the amazing team that works behind that. We're having fun, we're Vesela do Živetia, and we can make it happen. Now, with the support of Top. Bam, let's continue, okay?
Yes, and support is also partners.
Partners, yeah. Support means partners till the completion, whoever you need. And now we're talking about digital tools, but if we would be talking about physical stuff, you need a carpenter to make new furniture, you need so that's the partners that we're talking about. And then the advantages. This is usually the part when you talk about the competition, but focus more on the advantages that you bring with your solution, okay? Because of course there are a lot of similar offerings around the world, and here you just show how awesome you are and what kind of benefits are you bringing. And if you have some direct competition in your area, you can also say, and with that, we can get more reservations because we are totally so friendly to our customers that they will just want to continuously come back to us. But here is the part when you stress out how cool you are. Results is always business result. What kind of result are you bringing in? With that, we are saving money, we're earning more, getting more time. No. Here is the part when you explain the numbers. Keep in mind, that's why I said structure at the end. Keep in mind what I said earlier. Don't put Excel sheets on a slide. First of all, there's no chance your entire cash flow in Excel sheet and business plan for the next 3 years can be put on one slide, and there's no chance people can get it, and there's no chance people will want to get it. But what will happen, again, everyone will be like, all of a sudden their heads will be like this into your monitor, trying to figure out what is there, and you will literally trying to convince them about 3 numbers. Key benefits. We will save time in that. We will make it happen like this, and it will be done in half a year. Timeline, couple of milestones of how you will benefit. Don't do Excel sheets. You can have it ready if you want for the further Q&A, but not on the slides. Keep in mind, this is structure. You need story. Less is more in the design, So just focus on the story that uses all the structure elements. All these 6 elements need to be in the pitch because you will be evaluated by those elements. They are in the criteria, but tell it in a story. Okay. Yes, I know I'm stressing out constantly. So your story literally needs to explain the situation, what the problem is, what kind of solution you're offering with the benefits and everything, and how your solution will affect the future of your users and yourselves. Okay? Of course, we're rotating your solution around a digital solution. And again, so if we see it in a mathematical structured way, how a pitch should look like, it should have a hook. It should have a structure told in a story, and it should finish with call to action. What is a hook? Is your initial sentence, your first 10 seconds. Why didn't I say that before? Because a lot of people get then, what do I do here? The hook is an aha sentence, how you start your pitch in order to get attention. Keep in mind, jury members will be listening to pitches for 2 days. And even if that wouldn't be the case, let me tell you some very unpleasant data about how much focus people nowadays have, 10 to 15 seconds. If you didn't catch my attention in 10 to 15 seconds, I stop listening to you. That's why it's called hook. A powerful beginning so that you get people's attention. This means you don't come and say, hi, thank you very much. My name is Simona. I come from there and there. I'm very glad and grateful for this opportunity. Gone. Half of the audience gone. You go directly. You go like, did you know that every 5 seconds, this and this happens in the world? And that the entire globe is because of this polluted way, 110,000 more than it was yesterday. All right, and now I'm scared. I want to hear your story. What is there? You can start with a pleasant story, pleasant problem statement, or you can start with a dramatic. Did you know that every tourist every day gets lost 5 times while rotating around the same tree while going somewhere? Seriously, 5 times. Oh, I love that problem. Tell me more. I just got lost yesterday in the woods with my dog. You know, so what? Either something really pleasant or something really wow, and then we will be like, okay, tell us more. That's the hook. And call to action, we've covered it already with in regards to the audience. Call to action is that thing that and I want you to invest in us because we'll make this happen, and you want to be on board and not miss the opportunity. Okay, that's the call to action. So story structure, simple slides, less is more. And now I'll just I prepared a tiny little story for you. Based on our brother, our another brother's adventure. He's a downhill cyclist. Okay, so for the purposes of the tourist pitching, I was making up his problem. I've never tested, so keep in mind, that was my something to pull out for the tourist segment. I've no idea, but I do know that some of the things were his problems from the talks when he said so. And this is a very short pitch, but it will give you an idea how less is more and how actually the slides don't need to have a lot. It's you that need to deliver the story, okay? So keep in mind how we said, you start with a hook, you go through the story, and you finish with call to action. So let's say something like this. Gaspar is an enthusiastic cyclist, not just cyclist, not just an ordinary cyclist, but also a competitor. He spends an incredible amount of time on various forums, internet sites, losing time to get information about the best routes, trails that he wants to visit. And, we have a solution for him. Not only do we provide him with the best trails, our solution also shows the user where the nearest service shop in case of some problems appear. But since Gaspar has already impressed his whole family, our solution also offers marked trails for the family, other attractions, education for children about nature, where they find themselves, and of course, where to have lunch, because we all know cycling is not possible without a good meal. So you're asking yourself, what is our business model? This is how we will earn, this is how we will be the cost, and within 2 years, we will bring you such a profit that you will really want to invest in our team that knows how to do it and can do it way tomorrow. So invest in us and we'll take care of Gaspar's adventure that will be memorable and safe. That's it. Yay! A made-up story. It's not a 3-minute pitch, so you do need to say a bit more, but this is the storyline. So if we go side by side, the opportunity part was not only we provide solution for Gaspar, but we provide a solution for his entire family. That was the opportunity part, how you outgrow your offering. And with the last slide here, the last slide is the one that has contact and thank you very much. So here you put your contact details. You don't need to say thank you very much. You don't need to say something. Slide says it. You literally finish with that. Invest in us and we'll take care that Gaspar's adventures will be memorable and safe. That's your call to action at the end. This is how the call to action works. And the slide says thank you. And your contacts are there. Don't forget that. And that's all that needs to be on the slides, clean, literally, that's the team. It's usually my dog that makes things happen already today. Here is the business, here we have 2 numbers on top of it. So it's really, really easy, plain and simple. how you do it. Always in a story and always be authentic. Okay? Because no one knows your problem, your customer, your business more than you do. That's the only thing, you know? And with that, we've covered the how to make successful pitch in front of your Shark Tanks on Monday morning. You're on the 1st. So with that, we literally can then start going through now detailed presentations that you prepared or have not yet prepared. So any questions, any ideas, any insights? Someone wants to try already or would prefer to have a one-on-one or would prefer to have a big group session? Nina!
Yeah,
Or you want
I
to
have
speak to
some
the video?
questions. Huh?
Go, Nina.
Oh, did Martin say something or okay?
Okay.
Yeah. As always, I have questions. I'm the vprašalček, always in the group.
So, lahko gremo nazaj na slovenščino, ni problema, Nina.
Ja, mislim, meni je tudi sen. Se pravi, kako je zdaj ti komisija, ko bo na drugi strani, mi jih bomo videli?
Ko boste imeli predstavitev, ponavadi ne vidite skoraj nobenega razen ure, plus taka vas bo povabila k predstavitvi.
Tako.
Da ne računa, da boste videli kogarkoli, njihove obraze, njihove mimike. Da se ne štima po Zoomu, da imate zraven obraze, samo ni to toliko.
Mislim,
Jaz se ne bi
a veš, za mene je to pomembno vedeti, ker eye contact je tudi pomemben, mislim, kak ti, ali pa sploh pri teh zoomih, mene že od začetka moti, jaz ne vem, kak naj v to fucking kamero gledam, ne, zato da bom kao naravno zgledala, ne, vedno nekam drugam, vidiš, zdaj gledam tam.
Nič problema. Nina, tako boš po vsej verjetnosti boš gledala v svoje slajde pa svoj tekst. Zaradi tega je tudi čim manj obrazov gor na Zoomu, da niso distraction, ker ti se moraš s svojim pičem ukvarjati, ne pa z audiencem. Okay? Pozab, kaj drugi delajo, en zeha zraven, napije, eni bojo jedli zraven. Če boš imela, jaz ti vsem vam priporočam, da si date samo, da vidite samo prezentarja pa urco.
Kar bomo zdaj tudi pogledali, kako se naredi, sem najdel en video, istina stvar.
Zdaj, ti si tudi tole, pri tudi Huko si kar začela tudi z vprašanjem, ne? Jaz bi tudi tako začela, no. Meni se zdi vprašanja sploh postavljati zelo dobro interaktivno orodje, zato da ti še vedno, tako si rekla, imaš audience hooked, ne? Da imaš ti skozi ljudi, ker jaz sem to tudi opazila, saj jaz kot turistična vodnica ogromno govorim na avtobusih, pa tako, ne. Pa včasih prav vidiš, kako zgubljaš publiko.
Ne, absolutno vprašanja vmes komot uporabite. Sam ne pričakovati, morate imeti pitch tako narejen, da ne pričakujete odgovorov. Tle smo se malčkrat z Martinom lahko hecala, ker zraven mene sedi, če ne bi šli sam naprej. Ne. Če bi imel delavnico v živo in bi trajala 2 uri, bi bilo tako, da bi vam dala vsak segment posebej narediti. Tako da te pitching delavnice so včasih dneve in dneve trajajo, ker startupe pripravljamo na investitorje. Ne. To je zdaj en tak, dajmo reči, compressed way, šnelkurs, komod z vprašanji, tudi začeti z vprašanji. Sam prosim, res ne rabiti 3 minute za to, da začnete živjo, jaz sem Nina, delam to pa to, sem tudi turistična vodička, tako da imam ful izkušenj iz tega, tako da evo pa vam bom zdaj jaz razložila, pa gre 1 minuta. Ne.
Okay.
A ste vi vedeli, da mi na Koroškem to pa to pa to? Hudo, kje pa je ta Koroška? Povej, Nina, kaj pa imate? Ne? A veš, neki, ne, da smo takoj. Super.
Zadnji ste nekaj omenili, da če bo kako bolj tehnično vprašanje, pa če rečem enostavno floskulo, ja bom vprašala to mojo tehnično ekipo.
Super.
Vseko vedno, če me kdo kaj vpraša, bom vprašala mojo računovodjo.
Nina, pa jaz to isto rečem, jaz sem tako, kaj prosim, Andraž pa Martin bo ta povedala, ne vem čim.
Bom se
razumel vprašanje.
Zdaj, v nekem timu ti govoriš, mi v bistvu sploh nimamo tobenega tima.
Čutka, se to je to, kar pravim,
tim.
Nina, to je to, kar sem prej rekla. Tim, ki vam bojo pomagali, smo tudi tisti, ki vam bomo pomagali. Tako da komot rečeš, imam ekipo tehnično, ki mi bo pomagala to speljati in bom z njimi to skomunicirala. Ne. Zaradi tega, ker ne to, kar mislim, da se je Martin zdaj oglasil vmes, ne, namen tega projekta je, da vi to začnete zdaj delati. Ne. Tako da je normalen, da nimate tehničnih odgovorov. Razen, če bo Andraž zraven, pa bo odgovarjal namesto vas. Andraž, a boš tam? Ne, Martin je rekel, ne.
Lahko se zmenimo, pa pol jaz to.
Martin bo Zoom policaj in
Martin je Zoom policaj v ponedeljek.
Tako da- verjetno Andraž ne bo noter.
Kaj pa, ko si rekla timeline, saj jaz
Ja.
tudi nimam predstave, koliko časovno, mislim, v kakem času bo recimo...
Veš kaj, na palc rečeš, želja je, da če dobimo ta voucher, ne, da gremo čisto, ker pazi, tukaj se potegujemo vsi za voucher. In pri timelineu rečeš, ne, želja je, da če dobimo ta voucher, lahko ta prvi neki, kar sta govorila z Martinom pa z Andražem, naredimo do februarja, ta drug pa do aprila.
Ja. Načeloma timeline je v 3 do 4 mesecih.
Ja,
Tudi pogoj, right? Tako da naslednje pol leta se veliko stvari zgodi.
če pa veste, da boste naredili vse naenkrat, ne, da sam rabite voucher, pa bo pol takoj narejen, rečete, sam dajte nam voucher in imamo to narejen januarja.
Ja, mi imamo že vse pripravljeno, naša tehnična ekipa se
Samo dajte nam gnar, samo še gnar. Okay.
Ja, točno to je čisto v redu. Ja. Nina, to je čisto v redu, tudi call to action, sam še dajte denar, pa smo mi. Sam še na Koroško pol pridete pogled, kaj smo naredili.
Okay. V redu. Ostale zahteve boste pa tudi poslali nam še, kaj tam sem na hitro videla, da so neke zahteve glede predstavitve, kaj, tako da mora tudi EU DigiTour
glede
biti na vsakem
predstavitve
slajdu.
so samo, da moramo imeti EU DigiTour pa Evropska unija na vsakem slajdu.
Vse to, ja.
Ja. Pa začetna naj bo ta modra iz templata. To so nas prosili.
To je tako, imamo tudi mi, a ne? A je to tale?
To je druga. Evo, lahko kažeš tako.
Daj pokaž, daj.
Samo da najdem te prvo.
Kakšna imajo pa oni ponavadi dodatna vprašanja?
Joj, Tatjana, to je pa čisto odvisen, kaj se mi bo odprl ta cajt, ko boste vi tiste 3 minute govorili. Vse, kar ne bojo razumeli, se pravi, če ne bojo razumeli, kakšen je digitalni upgrade, bo definitivno vprašanje, kaj je zdaj tle tistega, kar ste upgradali. Če ne bojo razumeli, kako ste predstavili bolečino vašo in vašega uporabnika, bojo vprašali, kje je torej zdaj problem, ki ga imate zdaj, ki ga boste reševali. Tako da vprašanja so izredno odvisna od tega, kako dobro boste pokrili vseh tistih 6 točk znotraj piča.
Ja, evo, da naslovnica je pa tale, potem pa rabite samo logo, pa oba logotipa, ki sta na vsaki strani. Tako da lahko oblika se spreminja, samo te 2 stvari moramo imeti skozi. Tako da to je
To bote
prvi slajd.
poslali, ja.
Smo že poslali,
Hvala.
lahko še enkrat pošljem, ni problema. Tako da to se da na začetku in to je to. Te predstavitve načeloma bi bilo tudi dobro, da se meni pošlje, da v vsakem primeru pa lahko se mi jih pošlje čist na zadnji dan. Ni nič narobe, samo da imamo v primeru, da vam kaj se zalomi za predstavitvijo ali pa karkoli, da je še zmeraj opcija, da vam, ne vem, jaz delim predstavitev. Pa naj pa vi rečete klik, klik in jaz klikam. Ampak, evo, Urška sem skočila na stranišče, mislim, da lahko pogledamo si tudi, kaj jaz sem en video najdel, ki nam omogoča, ki nam pokaže, kako v Zoomu najlažje delite zaslon, samo da delček zaslona delimo. Tako da, evo. Takole gre, a vidite, lahko dam na večje, tole je Zoom. Ko date delite zaslona, greste tukaj gor, zgoraj na Advanced, tukaj, ko bo kliknil tale, evo, portion of the screen, del zaslona in share. In potem lahko tale zaslonček premikate kjerkoli po ekranu in samo to, kar je v zelenem zaslončku, se bo videlo. Tako da vi komot nastavite to na slajde, tako da imate tudi tekst spodaj za pomoč in, in, evo, ostali bojo videli samo ta del. Tako da tudi Urška je imela takole zdajle predstavitev naštimano, tudi jaz jo imam zmeraj tako naštimano.
Ja, ja.
To je res ena enostavna fora in online vam to omogoča, da imate v bistvu plonk cigarsa. Tako da, evo, recimo, moja predstavitev, da vam tukaj, takole vidite vi na drugi strani, jaz vam pa spodaj zapiske, pod notes. Čakajte, pokažem, bom še dal zapiske, da bom. Notes. Evo, vi vidite tale zaslon, jaz imam pa tukaj še napisan spodaj. Tako da, vi si lahko to nastavite, to je taka dobra fora, ki mislim, da ne vejo vsi za Zoom, ki vam lahko pride prav. Tako da ja,
Super uporabno.
imamo še kakšno vprašanje? Za Urško, za predstavitev, za karkoli.
Če ne, z Martinom sva takole četrtek pa petek lahko čez cel dan vadimo. Tako da predlagava, da se v bistvu, pa še nekaj, če boste imeli kakršnakoli vprašanja za tech upgrade, ne, če ste še zdaj, ko te pič pripravlja, pa če se vam bo zdelo, pa to pa nisem dobro pojasnila, tole bi še rada takole malo drugače. Tole ta znala Andraž pa Martin definitivno, tako da te stvari lahko še danes pa jutri pilimo, tako da pol v četrtek pa petek bi dejansko samo še pič trenirali. Tako da, če gremo z vsakim že skupaj samo dvakrat čez, je to že dvakrat po 3 minute narejenega piča. Tako da, moj predlog je, da gremo v četrtek dopoldne, v četrtek čez dan skupaj čez prve vaše verzije in v petek čez dan skupaj čez druge vaše verzije. Jaz sem rekla, tudi če v soboto bom čist brez problema za vas na voljo, da potreniramo skupaj, tako da ste pol.
Torej, to, kar je zdaj Urška omenila, je mislila dvakrat, da bomo skupaj, pa se pa še minimo, če bi radi še imeli tako.
Dvakrat skupaj, zakaj tudi skupaj? Zaradi tega, ker se vidite, ni vas veliko, to je za 1 urico Zooma čez glavo zadost. Boste pa tudi že z tega, ko boste slišali kakšne komentarje pa nasvete, bomo drugim dajali, tudi pri sebi znali že majčkeno tudi popraviti. Zmeraj je lažje. Learning by doing, pa ne, tisti, ki še druge malo pokritiziraš, je zmeraj fajn, ker rečeš, evo, vidiš, to bi jaz tudi lahko tako naredil, ne. Tako da.
Pa še ta Zoom bomo trenirali, a ne, kako se
Pa še Zoom bomo trenirali, tako, ja. Ne, tako da, to in pa potem absolutno smo na voljo še za individualne, no, tako da po parkrat gremo čez, ker tako, kot sem rekla, vsi vi morate dobiti voucherje in to je to.
Ja, mi tukaj ne odstopamo.
Ne odstopamo. No pressure, vsi morate dobiti voucherje.
Jaz sem za.
Tako da, če bo kakšen slabo predstavljal, ga bom jaz tam kot Zoom policaj, kar izklopil, pa namesto vas predstavil. Ne, se ne.
Pa rekel, tehnična napaka, pa napisal, pojdi hitro povaditi, da boš pol še enkrat. Ne, hecamo se. Ne bo treba. Ne bo nobene potrebe zaradi tega, ker boste vrhunski, to vem. Tatjana, samo te velike nasmeške prineste, ki jih imate ponavadi, ki jih imamo ki smo skup na kolih, no.
Ja, obvezno kamerje, prosim, vsi naštevite kamere.
Ja, potrenirajte, da bojo res, ja, vi kot prezenterji pa res morate imeti kamero, za vse ostale vam ne moramo obljubiti, kako bojo, vi kot prezenterji pa absolutno, ja. All good?
To je to in ste prvi, kar pomeni, da boste vi postavili benchmark komisiji, kaj je dober pič. Tako da, super, najlepši, jaz ne bi mogel bolj zbrati.
Pa ne sva rabila nič reči. Sva bila čisto vesela, Slovenija je prva.
Tako da, ja, zdaj smo pa v tem trenutku, ki mogoče še želje.
Andraž se ful veseli.
Mogoče smo v tem trenutku, ki poiste še želje, če bi kdaj radi pičali, prvo mesto imamo že zasedeno, ostale so pa fraj.
Ja, za ponedeljek, tisto, kaj je Martin čisto na začetku rekel, mi moramo sporočiti vrstni red danes. Zdajle ga bomo sporočili.
Tako da, se lahko je še kaj, ni toliko razlike, ampak bo pa tudi po minutah bomo imeli vrstni red, se znam, tako da boste, ampak v vsakem primeru morate biti vsaj pol ure prej tam, zato da povadite tudi za to ekipo. Plus, da če kakšen zmanjka, da ste lahko prej na vrsti. Tako da. Ja, vrstni red. Kdo bi bil zdaj?
Zakaj si se držala za glavo, je vse v redu? A te sam malo zasrbela ali te kaj skrbi, povej.
Zdaj ne imam bolane danes.
A ja, sorry.
Ne, nič hudega, jaz sem pač danes v enem takem malem stanju. Ja, pa se vidim, da nisem edina, tako da.
Le, imam zdaj takole kar nekaj časa, tako da to jaz imam ena taka super pljuča, ki me držijo pol do marca, tako da jej. Tanja, te kaj skrbi, si okej, te nam matrala z glasom, a si jo, bo red. Bum. Jana, vas imamo danes prvič z nami, a bo vse v redu, jaz vem, da bo.
Ja, najljubša je napisala, da je super.
Glihkar je napisala, da je
Ja,
super.
da se z Jakom prijavljata kot prva, kar smo pripravili, pa pripravili osnutek do četrtka in se slišimo. Tako
No.
da super. Pa adijo, Jana, ja vidim, da morate iti. Kar.
Jana, pojta, pa Jako pozdravta. Pojta, sta ona dva skup. Čau.
Ja, Jaka ni danes mogel. Ok, kakšne želje glede vrstnega reda?
Muska,
Vseeno.
kakšna pleše Martinka in v ponedeljek. Kaj rabite za power boost? Sam povejte, vse bo naredil.
Načeloma samo sprejemam noter, ampak ja, lahko tudi plešem tako, kot Andraž, čara.
Evo, Nina kima, Nina je za, a ne Nina, to malo tega pozitivizma za slovensko ekipo rabimo, malo tega, pol naprej smo pa lahko takole, ja, veš.
Ne sem in disko v zadnje, ampak na drugem računalniku.
Ja, bomo nahecali Andraža pa Martina, da bo tam malo bolj supportive za slovenski del, evo, Nina, prav to rabimo, tako. Evo, to bo v slovenskem delu, yes, pol bomo pa tako, veš, okej, kar pičite.
Ja, pa bomo rekli, ja. Res teh 10 minutke.
Ja,
Pa ja,
Rudi, ja, še kaj?
mogoče na to lahko tudi pogremo, pa je, kako bo čas vam postavljen, da boste videli, kako čtem.
To bomo še pol v četrtek, ko bomo vsi skupaj šli čez piče,
Tako.
ko bomo Zoom potrenirali, bo še Martin naštimo vam urco, da boste videli, kako se urca pokaže gor. Da boste ves čas vedeli, kje ste s časom.
Ja. Ja, več različnih načinov smo se najdeli.
Ja, pa imamo v
Tako da-
četrtek.
Četrtek ura še nismo določili.
Ja, po moje bo zdajle bova poslala ven nekaj opcij.
Pa bomo spet klukali.
Pa bomo kljukali. Ja. Takrat, ko lahko ste v vsaki od opcij, ker na vsaki od opcij se vam midva priklopljena. Ja.
Ja, mi bomo rezervirali.
Midva imava četrtek rezerviran za vaše piče cel dan, tako da pa petek, tako da lahko v bistvu tudi vmes. Tako da fajn je, da na skupinskega pridete vsi, kar je luštan, tudi druge poslušati. Tudi iz tega, ker se res veliko naučimo tudi by just listening to others. Pa komentiranje,
Hvala za vso
kako nekoga.
podporo.
Kaj?
Hvala za vso podporo, ki jo nudite.
Ja, veš, da,
Ja.
Tatjana, absolutno, midva imava rada vaše rešitve. Čakajte, da se cela naša ekipa začne po vaših ponudbah sprehajati. Smo že rekli, da bomo šli na en team building obiskati vse od vas po Sloveniji.
Tako je. Ja. Ja, v timer sem
Vabljeni,
hitro tudi
vabljeni.
predstavljam. Bomo.
Smo. Hej, zdaj morate pa hitro piče delati.
Hiter prebrati, pa lahko tudi pa skupaj premičemo. To je zelo enostavno, pa je premijete. Ne me skrbi.
Ja, ne. Če boste imeli že kaj, lahko tudi kaj že pošljete vnaprej. Sam ne mi poslati, ne nama poslati samo slajde, pošljite še kaj, slajd s tekstom v spodaj, za tega, ker pol vemo. Ne? Ker če boste slajde prav naredili, bo slajd imel samo 2 besedi ali pa 3 besede. In pol je težko vedeti, a je story v redu povezan ali govorimo takole. Ne? Tako da probite še to. Ne? Tako da te stvari se lahko ping-pongamo majčkeno tudi vmes. Drugač pa evo, zdajle bova pogledala koledar, bova dala termine in pol četrtek, petek. Povadimo in ponedeljek sam še zmagamo. This is it.
Hvala, pa se vidimo.
Dina, hvala, ker si nas poslušal tudi ti v posnetku. Evo, da se še njega vključimo.
Tako da,
To je to.
enjoy your afternoon, happy pitching.
Hvala.
Tanja, pazi na glas, pa vsi pazite na svoje zdravje. Tanja, ti pa se veš.
Ja, čim bolj tiho, ne. To je težko.
Sej vem, ne govor.
Težko. Hvala lepa, sicer imamo ful malo časa, ne, tako da.
To bo
Jej.
easy peasy, 3 minute.
Easy
Tako se
peasy.
majte, pa se vidimo kmalu. Živijo.
Enako sem. Čau.
Čau, čau.
Čau, čau.
Kaj ti, Andraž? Kaj s tabo?
Živita
Ja.
na poti.
Živijo, ne slišim te nič, kaj imam slušalke tle. Evo, pa slišim. Evo.
Ja, nič, sem sam rekel, da uživita na poti, pasta nase, pa se vidimo, se slišimo.
Mila. Hvala, pa viš, da te spustimo v podjektar, kot je hočeš. Tam pač kakšne stvari. Ne, komod, komod. Komod. Pa kako ti to delaš zdaj vse?
Ne, je kar kul, ne, ni bed,
Res?
ni bed, le.
Kje si naštimo? To ni virtual background, to imaš neke druge pistarije.
Ne, to so neki druge, ja. Te pa ne vem, kaj je.
Ti si ene plugine najdu, ki jih mi nimamo. We
To
want,
pa
we want
Apple,
the
veš, to je
plugin.
ono, kar to
To je
kar ben ne
Apple.
mara, ne. To je
Pizda
Apple.
ji.
Zviha imamo.
Pizde jim.
Ja,
A
evo,
ti
le,
lahko nekaj kažem, a
fani
imaš
tiri,
30
da je
sekund.
Hermes. Kaj?
A imaš 30 sekund?
Ja, evo, no.
Ne, ti nekaj pokažem, kaj še zadane ta stvar. Jaz dam klele na share in ti zdaj vidiš moj screen in jaz zdaj lahko izberem, da ti mene vidiš kle v kotu. A me vidiš?
O, Madonna.
Spodaj.
Smo videli pa že velikrat, sorry.
A ja, kar neki, pri meni ne, okej.
Sam rekel, jaz lahko ene... čak,
A jaz ga hotel počečkati, daj nazaj, daj nazaj.
Ne, ne,
To moraš
ne,
videti,
čau,
to
vidva
moraš
morata
videti,
iti.
daj nazaj,
Vidva morata iti.
daj nazaj. To moraš
Hotel ti
videti.
narisati brki.
Yes, ja, thanks.
Zelene.
Ej, fajn bo.
Pa poznamo, to pa poznamo, pa to tudi znamo.
Bom do naslednjega tedna nekaj novega, pa bo.
Ja, bomo
Pača
naredili.
nate.
V Google uno, neki, that no one else has.
Neki, da no one else has.
Nobody has. It doesn't exist yet.
Doesn't exist.
Oh,
Ja. Challenge accepted, doesn't exist yet.
Pa Ghost.
Uč, kako izgleda.
Pa
Zdaj
Ghost.
imaš samo
Ghost
zadnja
urke.
nekaj. Vidim, da imaš
What?
tudi, da imaš tudi
Evo, spet
kar
to
stok.
stvari, ki tebe nič ne zaznajo, Urška.
Plej to postalo, idem za zadnje, ima to mi delo.
Ma uleš se.
Girl, living room.
It up.
Ok, zanimivo, nisem videl, da to sploh obstaja. Nima vizije. Pičiva midva, ki je dol. Drugač imava še
Pite
en.
Basta
vam je
nas.
najprej nekaj pojest.
Ja,
Ja, ne, da greva
Ja,
kaj v
dober
sončno
tek.
uro na pico. Ne.
lahko. Drugač imava zdaj uno Jasmino, sam po mojem nima se.
Ja, sploh nikjer ni bilo, kaj bo zno.
Ne je bilo, ne.
Ni je bilo, ne na tem, ne
Ne,
na
ne,
unem.
tako više, evo, zdaj pa napisala. 5 minut nazaj.
Ja, klin, zdaj bo pač. Jasmina malo si se.
Ja, bom mi.
Bova jo znal ta pol.
Čau, či.
Čau.
There's a hand. Bye-bye.
Wow, duh. Ampak res ujir gledali, ja, res je bilo samo roka.
Ok,
Ajde, čau.
ajde. Srečno.